Toronto, Cardi B, this is your know before you go. Let's get into it. You guys are going to be at the Scotiabank Arena on Monday, March 30th. Capacity of that venue is 19,800 attendees. Doors are going to open at 6:30 and show is at 7:30. She does have a DJ that plays first before she comes out. Her set is about 2 hours in length. Box office is going to open at 4:30. Your ticket is going to have your best entry point listed on it. However, if for some reason some lines are available that are shorter, they are encouraging to use those gates for entry points. Bags can be no bigger than 6.5 by 4.5. They do not have to be clear, just no bigger than 6.5 by 4.5. So your typical purse, your typical clutch, your fanny pack, no bigger than 6.5 by 4.5. If you have a medical need and you do need to bring a bag, if you're a nurse and mother and you need to bring a bag, that is fine. It's going to be subject to x-ray inspection, and you're going to have to use gates 1, 3, or 5 because that is where they will have that x-ray inspection for those type of bags. If you happen to bring a bag or an item that is not allowed into the arena, they will have a bag check. It's going to cost $25 and it will be located in the Galleria across from Gate 1. If you need to pick up tickets from the box office or you plan to purchase alcohol, please remember to bring your IDs. If you have mace or pepper spray on your keychain, please remember to take that off because it's going to be considered a weapon and it will not be allowed in the venue. Portable fans and portable chargers. They generally are allowed. Just remember to kind of keep them small enough to fit inside of the bag that you bring. Selfie sticks are a no. Umbrellas. They can be no larger than 12 inches. So keep them compact and small. Typically, your compactable, collapsible umbrellas that can fit underneath your chair and not block any walkways. Posters. They mentioned that they are generally allowed. They cannot be any bigger than 8.5 by 11. Typically, no vulgarities, no obscenities. They have to be handheld, so do not attach them to a pole or a stick. They mentioned that if for some reason it exceeds their size limits or the concert is not allowing them that night, then they will direct you to a fan services help desk to check the poster. The venue is cashless, so if you want to buy merch, you want to buy food, please remember to bring your cards or think tap to pay. The venue is smoke-free, including all restaurant areas, suites, and lounges. They mentioned fans wishing to leave the building to smoke will not be allowed back in the building because they have a no re-entry policy. Cameras. No professional cameras are going to be allowed. So those are going to be any that have detachable lenses, your DSLRs, no video cameras, no GoPros, no iPads, no other electronic devices. So what is allowed? Cameras on your phone, point and shoot camera, typically your disposable or a Polaroid. Now, they do mention that their camera policy is per event, per concert. As of right now, I don't see anything in writing that states this event is going to be a no camera policy event. Okay, I would maybe check again tomorrow to be sure that nothing has changed. But as of right now, it looks like you can at least bring your typical point and shoot camera. I get a lot of questions about specific cameras, Canons, Kodaks. What I will say, a good barometer is if you have a camera that has a lens that extends at least 3 inches, sometimes 2.5, but a lot of times, a lot of arenas limit is 3 inches, then it's considered professional. And I would not bring that camera. If your camera has a detachable lens and it only works with that detachable lens, do not bring that camera because it is going to be considered professional. GoPros, DJIs. I get questions about DJIs a lot. I would not bring those. Meta glasses, spectacles, because they are considered cameras. I would not bring those either. Outside food, none will be allowed in the venue. Their ADA entry is going to be at Gate 1 in the Galleria. That is where the accessible entrance will be located. They will have wheelchairs available at the fan services desk on level 100 and level 300. Fans who require wheelchair escorts to their seats should notify a gate staff upon arrival. They do want you to note that wheelchairs cannot be borrowed during the event. They can only be used during load in and load out with assistance of their fan services team. Parking is going to be available via Spot Hero. You can do this on their website or on their app. In the Where Are You Going box, we're going to put in Cardi B. And under performers, if you scroll up, you'll see Cardi B. We'll click on her. And from there, we'll bring up her different cities and shows. We'll pick the Toronto show. And from there, it'll spit out your different options. So you see what is available. A few things that I will point out is each of these reservations will tell you how far the lot or garage is from the venue. The first one you can see is about a minute walk away from the venue. And then if you click into the actual reservation, it will tell you the time that you can arrive by and the time you have to leave by, and then also some amenities that go with that garage. So for this one, 6:30 p.m. is your arrival time. You can arrive no earlier than that, and you have to leave by 1 o'clock a.m. That is the time that this reservation is covering. And it also gives you the additional details that there's no in and out privileges with this garage. If you scroll up, under amenities, it will tell you specifically if this is a lot that has ADA parking. So if you're looking for handicap parking, typically it is listed in the amenities section. It'll tell you also whether the garage is covered and other details about the lot or garage. So I encourage people to make sure that they look at those details. And even at the picture, you can see here that it gives you additional information. It shows you where the entrance to Scotiabank Arena is. Go down the ramp at the northwest corner of Bay and Lakeshore. So just make sure that you look at the details in the reservation because a lot of info is typically there. Regarding time for your reservation, whichever reservation that you pick, make sure that you look at the time because they're not always guaranteed to be the same. If you are looking for public transportation methods to the venue, there are plenty of options. They mentioned that Toronto's Union Station links Scotiabank Arena with Toronto's major public transit systems. We have the GO Transit, the Up Express, and the TTC, which is just steps away from the venue. So my recommendation would be to go into Google Maps, put in your starting point, put in your ending point, and it's going to pop out everything that is available to you. If there are any delays, if there are any routes that are not running, all of that information is going to be there. You keep it open like you do when you use it for driver navigation, and it will give you your next steps, where to go, etc. So Google Maps if you want to use alternate means of transportation. Rideshare is an option. Just keep in mind that, of course, you're still going to be dealing with traffic if you do choose to use rideshare as an option. They are really suggesting to use public transportation. If you choose, though, to do rideshare, two recommendations that I have. One is to try to book it in advance versus trying to book it the day of or the night when you're trying to go home from the show because it's going to be a little bit cheaper. And then two, when it's time to leave, what I would do is go away from that venue. Pick a spot around 2 blocks away from that venue, a Starbucks, a restaurant, gas station, car dealership, something. Because that's going to allow your Uber driver to not only find you easier, but then get to you quicker as well. Weather for the evening. Right now, it's forecasted as 43 degrees, and there is some mention of that four-letter word that we don't like to say because we don't want it. But either way, Toronto, you are in for a wonderful night for a show. That is your number for you go. Are you guys ready? It's time to grab your last minute things to get ready. They do mention that the 100 level is under construction. There are going to be rolling closures of bathrooms, retail locations, food and beverage options within the concourse. So keep that in mind. And they want you to plan ahead and arrive early as delays are expected. Okay, so we already know that going in. If you are driving, go ahead and download your parking passes, have them ready to go. You will probably have to scan them or show them to a parking attendant to get into your respective garages or lots. Your tickets, same things for your tickets to the show. Go ahead and download them, put them in your mobile wallet, your Ticketmaster mobile wallet, your Apple wallet, whichever place you're going to put them, get them there so that that speeds up entry into the venue. Pack your patience. This is a good amount of people coming to one area for an event. It's going to be congested. There's going to be a lot of people. Getting there is half the battle. I feel like getting home is the worst part of it all. So pack your patience. Any questions, any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. I do try to get back to you as quickly as I can. If Toronto is not your stop on this tour, but you are going to another city on this tour and you want to be in the know before you go, please feel free to give me a follow. I am covering her whole tour as well as many of the other up and coming tours for 2026. We have a lot of them coming up and I'm covering a majority of the hot and upcoming ones. So if you want to be in the know before you go to enjoy the show, give me a follow. Toronto, please be safe and most importantly, y'all, enjoy the show. Bye.